Well, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is scheduled to visit Bhuj Airbase in Gujarat on Friday, and this is part of his two-day visit that will continue through Saturday, which is the 17th of May. And it's during this visit that he will review operational readiness of Indian Armed Forces that are stationed at the base, and he will also be interacting with military personnel. My colleague Shiv Arur has the details.
Defence Minister, as you know, visited the Srinagar airfield today, where he interacted with troops. Bhuj is the next forward airbase that he is visiting. As you know, that Gujarat has a large international border with the southern part of Pakistan, the Sindh region, as it were. And as you rightly pointed out, there were drone and possibly even loitering munition attack attempts on the Bhuj airfield, Jamnagar as well, and certain other areas of Kutch in Gujarat. Many of those drones, debris has also been found in some places. The Bhuj airfield is a forward airfield. It has fighter aircraft squadrons and is one of the frontline airfields where where India's response can be launched from if need be. In fact, we are told that some components or some elements of Operation Sindoor were in fact launched from the Bhuj Airbase. And therefore, Rajnath Singh landing there, interacting with troops like he did with the troops in Srinagar today, is going to be of a similar kind. Sometimes it is tempting to think that Operation Sindoor was, maybe launched from one or two air bases, but we do know now that it was launched from multiple air bases, and Bhuj was also one of them.
Well, in a strong move, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, speaking from Srinagar, questioned the safety of nuclear weapons in Pakistan's hands, labelling it as an irresponsible and rogue nation. In fact, he has urged the International Atomic Energy Agency to supervise Pakistan's nuclear ammunition. He has also hailed Operation Sindoor, paused on the 10th of May. Rajnath Singh has dismissed Pakistan's nuclear blackmail, emphasizing India's resolve against terrorism. His remarks follow Prime Minister Modi's positioning against tolerating Pakistan's threats, boosting morale for troops in Jammu and Kashmir.
आज आतंकवाद के खिलाफ भारत की प्रतिज्ञा कितनी कठोर है, इसका पता इसी बात से चलता है कि हमने उनके न्यूक्लियर ब्लैकमेल की भी परवाह नहीं की है। पूरी दुनिया ने देखा है कि कैसे गैर जिम्मेदाराना तरीके से पाकिस्तान द्वारा भारत को अनेक बार एटमी धमकियां दी गई हैं। आज श्रीनगर की धरती से मैं पूरी दुनिया के सामने यह सवाल उठाना चाहता हूं कि क्या ऐसे गैर जिम्मेदार और रोग नेशन के हाथों में परमाणु हथियार सुरक्षित हैं? मैं दुनिया के सामने यह सवाल खड़ा करना चाहता हूं। मैं मानता हूं कि पाकिस्तान के एटमी हथियारों को IAEA इंटरनेशनल एटॉमिक एनर्जी एजेंसी की निगरानी में लिया जाना चाहिए। मैं ये कहना चाहूंगा और साफ तौर पर कहना चाहूंगा।
Now, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar took a firm stand on Pakistan today, stating that talks will be bilateral and focus solely on terrorism and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Addressing the ceasefire, he highlighted military success in achieving its goals. Jaishankar also noted Pakistan's persistent terrorist presence while emphasizing tourism potential along the line of control in Kashmir.
Our relations, our dealings with them will be bilateral and strictly bilateral. That is a national consensus for many years, and there is absolutely no change in that consensus that dealings with Pakistan will be bilateral. Talks with Pakistan. I think the Prime Minister made it very clear that the only talks with Pakistan will be on terror. That Pakistan has a list of terrorists who need to be handed over. They have to shut down the terrorist infrastructure. They know what to do. We are prepared to discuss with them what is to be done on terrorism. Those are the talks which are feasible. The Cabinet Committee on Security and the government obviously was very clear that the Indus Waters Treaty is held in abeyance and will be continued to be held in abeyance until cross-border terrorism by Pakistan is credibly and irrevocably stopped. Sometimes the Kashmir issue has been brought up. Again, the only thing which remains to be discussed on Kashmir is the vacation of illegally occupied Indian territory in Pakistan occupied Kashmir. We are open to discussing that with Pakistan.
External Affairs Minister clearly saying that it is a cessation of, that entire military operation against Pakistan has been put on hold, that it's a temporary halt to what Operation Sindoor is, and that India hit right inside Pakistan, hit the terror camps right inside Pakistan, from Muridke to Bahawalpur to Muzaffarabad. So message was loud and clear. He also reiterated that the messaging was about destroying terror camps inside Pakistan. That was the goal with which Operation Sindoor began. As far as the questions with regards to any future trade with Pakistan is concerned, his point was that there is no question of that at the moment. Also saying that the fact that Indus Water Treaty has been on hold is something that will be continuing. Remember, there was a reach out by Pakistan to Water Resources Ministry to resume talks on Indus Water Treaty, because that's something that's really impacting Pakistanis, and let's not forget, that it's almost like 70% of agriculture water in Pakistan comes from the crucial Indus River. That is the reason why it's a very, very crucial river, and hence this treaty, it becomes very crucial for agriculture and other occupations across the border. Overall, the message from India is loud and clear. External Affairs Minister speaking for the first time since the ceasefire. And his message was that this has been the stand of India and Prime Minister Modi, that if there will be any talks with Pakistan in future, it will be only with regards to terrorism and on POK.
Well, moving on, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar on Thursday also spoke to his Afghani counterpart Malvi Amir Khan Muttaqi, and he has reaffirmed India's traditional friendship with Taliban-governed country. And this comes after Pakistan said an Indian missile had hit Afghanistan, a claim that was swiftly denied by Kabul on the 10th of May. Dr. Jaishankar said that he welcomes Afghanistan's firm rejection of attempts by Pakistan to create a rift between the two countries through false and baseless reports. My colleague Vishnu Shom has the details.
The statement by India's Foreign Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, where he spoke about the conversation he had with the Afghan Foreign Minister, is very significant because it shows a changing reality in the relationship between India and Afghanistan, and it would certainly have consequences on the relationship which Islamabad has with Kabul. In that statement, Dr. Jaishankar says he deeply appreciates Afghanistan's condemnation of the Pahalgam terrorist attack. Remember, Afghanistan is run by the Taliban, and it is the Taliban which has now condemned the Pahalgam terrorist attack. This marks a certain change in India's foreign policy towards the Taliban. Yes, the extent of full recognition may be absent right now, but New Delhi is moving on its feet when it comes to dealing with the new reality in the region. And I think Pakistan would certainly take note of the fact that even Afghanistan has condemned the Pahalgam terror attack. India, of course, has historic links with Afghanistan, humanitarian assistance to Afghanistan for an extended period of time, people-to-people links, medical assistance. All of that is important and perhaps something which New Delhi will once again step up in the days ahead. But this is a signal of a changed reality, one which Islamabad, which shares a border with Afghanistan, would be wary of.
Well, a UK court has rejected Nirav Modi's bail application yet again, and this is a big setback for Nirav Modi, who's a fugitive diamond merchant. His bail has been rejected yet again. My colleague Mukesh joins us with more details on this. Mukesh, Nirav Modi is prime accused in that 2018 PNB scam, and it was one of the largest banking scams that the country has seen. Of course, India has sought Nirav Modi's extradition. What is the latest that we know about a UK court rejecting Nirav Modi's bail? And I think this is probably for the 9th or 10th time that this is happening.
देखिए, बिल्कुल ये 10वीं बेल एप्लीकेशन थी नीरव मोदी की, और इस 10वीं बेल एप्लीकेशन को भी लंदन की कोर्ट ने खारिज कर दिया है। नीरव मोदी मार्च 2019 से जेल के अंदर बंद है लंदन में, और तब से लगातार जो बेल एप्लीकेशन है वो लगातार कोर्ट में मूव कर रहा है, लेकिन सारी जो बेल एप्लीकेशन हैं वो उसकी रिजेक्ट हो रही हैं। अभी हाल में उसने 10वीं बेल एप्लीकेशन लगाई थी और ये कहा था कि जब तक उसका भारत में एक्स्ट्राडिशन नहीं होता है उसके पहले उसको बेल दी जाए, क्योंकि उसको भारत से खतरा है, भारत में उसे खतरा है और इसीलिए उसको बेल दी जाए। लेकिन इस बेल का सीबीआई और जो वहाँ की जो लोकल एजेंसी है उन्होंने विरोध किया और इसके बाद उसकी ये भी एप्लीकेशन खारिज हुई है। तो नीरव मोदी को एक तगड़ा झटका लगा है, क्योंकि 2018 में जो देश का सबसे बड़ा बैंकिंग स्कैम हुआ था, जिसमें करीब 13,000 करोड़ का स्कैम था, इसमें हीरा कारोबारी नीरव मोदी आरोपी था और 2018 में ही वो लंदन भाग गया था। जी
Right. Thank you, Mukesh, हमसे जुड़ने के लिए. Moving on to other stories now. Congress leader P. Chidambaram has spoken on Donald Trump's statement on India, saying that he does not care what Trump says anything about India in Qatar because he might say something else by tomorrow. He says something in the evening and something else in the morning. That's what P. Chidambaram has said, talking about Donald Trump's comments.
Before the government of India could announce it, either the foreign minister or the defense minister or the foreign secretary, it is President Donald Trump who goes on television and announces it at 5 o'clock. So how can such an announcement come from President Trump, who told him about the ceasefire and who authorized him to make the announcement? I think the government of India has made it clear, not publicly, but private briefing, that Mr. Trump is an uninvited guest. But he invites himself. What to do?
Well, the Supreme Court today pulled up Madhya Pradesh Minister Vijay Shah for making communal and derogatory remarks against Colonel Sofia Qureshi. The senior Indian Army officer was also part of the briefings done by armed forces on Operation Sindoor. And in fact, such comments using casteist remarks were also made by Samajwadi Party MP Ram Gopal Yadav. Of course, people have reacted to this. Let's take a look at some reactions.
दिव्या सिंह के बारे में इन्हें मालूम नहीं कि वो कौन, और न एयर ऑपरेशन के जो इंचार्ज थे एयर मार्शल अवधेश कुमार भारती, न उनके बारे में मालूम था, वरना इन्हें भी गाली दे। व्योमिका सिंह हरियाणा की जाकर और एयर मार्शल भारती पूर्णिया के यादव हैं, तो तीनों तो पीडीए के थे। एक को मुसलमान समझ के गाली दी, एक को राजपूत समझ के कुछ नहीं किया, और भारती के बारे में जानकारी नहीं थी। और जब पेपर में आ गया तब ये सोचने को विवश है कि अब क्या करें।
कमांडर व्योमिका सिंह का अपमान केवल व्योमिका सिंह का अपमान नहीं है, वो भारत की बेटी का अपमान है, हर भारतीय का अपमान है। विंग कमांडर व्योमिका सिंह सिर्फ एक नाम नहीं, वह भारत के गौरव और महिला सशक्तिकरण और नए भारत की उड़ान का प्रतीक है। जाति के आधार पर हमारी वीरांगना का अपमान कर समाजवादी पार्टी ने अपनी नीच मानसिकता और महिला विरोधी सोच को उजागर करने का काम किया है।
और समाजवादी पार्टी के नेता का ये बयान इस बात को प्रमाणित करता है कि इनके मन में, इनके जहन में, इनके दिल दिमाग में दलितों के प्रति कितना नफरत भरी हुई है। व्योमिका सिंह मां भारती की वो बहादुर बेटी आज वो सिर्फ एक नाम नहीं है। आतंकवादियों के ऊपर से मुकदमा हटाने की जिनकी सरकारें बातें करती रही हूं, हम उनसे और क्या उम्मीद कर सकते हैं। और समाजवादी पार्टी से हम लोग कहना चाहते हैं कि विंग कमांडर व्योमिका सिंह का सम्मान आज पूरे देश और दुनिया में है।
Well, fight against terror has intensified in J&K, and this is after Pahalgam terror attack and also after Operation Sindoor. Two encounters in Kashmir in last 48 hours. 3 terrorists, we understand, have been killed in Pulwama. And on Tuesday, 3 terrorists were gunned down in Shopian district of J&K. Pakistan continues to push terror. Security forces have struck back. And in all, 6 terrorists have been gunned down in the last 3 days. With that, it's time for a short break. More news and updates on the other side. Well, West Bengal teachers who lost jobs over a Supreme Court order on tainted selection process in the state have held a protest in Kolkata today, and clashes have taken place with police during this protest. The police had put up barricades which protesters tried to break and enter Bikash Bhavan in Salt Lake. And this is that building that houses several key departments of the state government. Teachers are demanding reinstatement of their jobs, and they are demanding reinstatement without re-examination. Teachers have protested, and in fact several protesters have also been detained by cops, and these are the teachers who lost jobs due to an SSC scam, and of course by an order by the court. My colleague Shreyasi has more details on this.
Unprecedented scenes outside the West Bengal Education Department, where the teachers are seen there confronting the police here, who have been on heightened alert. Extra forces have been brought in. The RAF is on standby. The senior IPS officers here present outside the West Bengal Education Department there. A heated conversation with the teachers here who have been protesting. These are the teachers who have lost their jobs after the Supreme Court verdict that upheld an earlier Calcutta High Court order dismissing the jobs of 25,725 teaching and non-teaching staff in government-run schools. The standoff has been brewing since morning, and there have been flare-ups on and off. Several teachers have sustained injuries and have taken ill, who have been rushed to the hospital by their staff as well as the police here in ambulances. Police have also sustained injuries. The standoff has only been escalating between the teachers and the police. The situation here remains tense, however under control, but the protests have only escalated against the Mamata Banerjee government. They demand that the teaching and non-teaching staff, who have not paid a bribe be differentiated from the ones who have paid a bribe. So the intensity of clashes between the police and the teachers who have lost their jobs only escalating here in Kolkata. These are the dramatic scenes outside the West Bengal Education Department, where police are trying to pacify the protesting teachers but have been unable to bring the situation under control. With camera person GD Shankar, Shreyasi for NDTV.
Well, my colleague Shreyasi joins us with more details on this. Shreyasi, this brings me memories, and of course not very good memories, of the RG car protests that used to take place in Kolkata, but this time the police seems quite more prepared for this. Also tell us, what is it that the teachers want right now? Some of them they've been asking for this list of tainted and untainted teachers. What is it that has been assured to them by the state government, and why are they protesting?
Well, it's way past 11, and of course here action continues outside the West Bengal Education Department, where teaching and non-teaching staff of the government-run schools in West Bengal who lost their jobs because of the SSC scam and have been protesting against the Mamata Banerjee government. Of course, police remain on tight vigil outside Bikash Bhavan, which houses the Education Department as well as other offices of the West Bengal government. Now the teachers are demanding that the tainted and the non-tainted candidates list be made public. Those who had gotten through merit and those who have paid a bribe be differentiated. So basically they're asking for transparency and accountability from the Mamata Banerjee government, and they have been on a standoff with the police. Now, even though the crowd has dispersed a bit to the sides of the road because of the rain that occurred here, these protests are likely to continue overnight, and they have called for a larger protest tomorrow against the state government. The officials of the West Bengal Education Department was evacuated by the police in tight security. They were taken in the police buses here by the officials because they had been held up inside their offices since morning because of the ongoing protests. Now, of course, we'll have to wait and see how the Mamata Banerjee government really controls it. But as you said, it brings back memory of the RG Court protests that West Bengal had witnessed. This is the current scene outside the Education Department in Kolkata. Back to you.
Thank you, Shesi, for joining us. Also, stay with us for the next story. Kolkata High Court has advised West Bengal government to employ more police personnel given the deaths of a father and son in Dulian riots in Murshidabad that took place recently. The court has observed that it is time to recruit sufficient police personnel, and the number of police personnel in each district is less. That's what the court has said. The court has further observed that if there had been sufficient number of police personnel, the situation in Murshidabad could have been brought under control much earlier. Shesi joins us back. Shesi, some very sharp observations by the court today on Murshidabad violence that took place, in which 3 people died. Tell us what exactly are the most important takeaways from what the court said today.
Well, the Calcutta High Court Division Bench was presented with 3 reports. One of the committee that was constituted by the Division Bench to go and inquire about the kind of violence that had taken place last month in Murshidabad. That report was submitted before the High Court today. It was an extensive report that the judges went through, and after reading that report made remarks against the inadequate police force in West Bengal, even going on to suggest to the state government that it is high time that they recruit more police force because of the lack of the kind of forces that are here in West Bengal, and said that it's not possible for a policeman to be on duty for 72 hours non-stop. And it also observed that if there had been sufficient police force on ground, maybe the lives could have been saved and the violence would not have taken place, saying that even the optimum amount of police was not present in Murshidabad last month when the anti-WAF protest took place. But the key takeaways, of course, is that the paramilitary forces, that is essentially the BSF, will continue to guard Murshidabad. It's been over a month now that they have been deployed there. The MHA in its report has told the High Court that it has no problem in handing over the investigation to a central agency, be it CBI or the NIA. The High Court hasn't passed any orders on a central probe agency as of now, but the court will resume hearing the case again on the 31st of July after the summer vacation. In the meantime, the state has been allowed to file additional affidavits.
Right. Thank you, Shesi, for joining us with those details. Moving on to other stories, this time from the south of India, strong observations have been made by the Madurai bench of Madras High Court, and this is over denial of temple entry for Dalits in Pudukkottai village. This discrimination exists even after 80 years of independence is painful. That's what the court has said today. In some villages, Dalits can't walk in streets, they can't even wear shirts. Had the collector gone in disguise to inspect, truth would have emerged. The court has also said that collector, SP and revenue authorities do only white-collar jobs, and that they should have visited the site of the clashes when they actually occurred. Now, the government in Tamil Nadu has basically said that no complaints on discrimination have been received by the authorities yet, and that stringent action will be taken if a complaint is filed. Authorities have also said that Dalits entered temple in Pudukkottai yesterday, and this happened after peace committee meetings. Authorities also say that the issue is about control over a government land. Meanwhile, a Turkey firm has lost security clearance. Government has revoked Celebi's security nod, and this is even as there is a lot of backlash against Turkey after Turkey's open support for Pakistan after the Pahalgam terror attack and also after Operation Sindoor. No airport work for this Turkey firm. This is Celebi, which is basically a firm that specializes in ground management aviation work. Another Indian strike at Turkey, and this move after Turkey's support to Pakistan. Meanwhile, no fees, no limits. It was said that they were born with fewer chances, but they studied harder and dreamed even bigger. Our Adani Vidya Mandir, Ahmedabad, was just ranked amongst India's top schools with 100% CBSE results. Proof that when belief meets opportunity, magic happens. Also, a heartfelt thank you to all the incredible teachers and staff members for their relentless commitment. Moving on, there's a big setback for a Chinese firm as well. Adani Airports have said that Dragon Pass tie-up ends. In fact, Dragon Pass lounge access card has also been junked, and there will be no lounge access to Dragon Pass holders from now. With that, it's time for a short break. More news and updates on the other side.